Welcome to another episode of Cooking with the Charleses. Today we're in my mom's kitchen and making saucepoi, which is a green pea soup. Let's jump right in. Here we have our ingredients. Very simple. I've listed them in the description for you. One of my favorite recipes from my mother by far. And we're just going to have a close-up here of this. This is called andwiy. It's seasoned pork fat. Delicious. Let's wash our hands. Keep it clean in the kitchen. Oop. I sped it up for you. You're welcome. And we're going to get a pot. This is my mother's favorite pot for saucepoi. We're going to fill it up about a third of the way, and we'll put it on the stove. We're going to put this on high. So make sure you have a good pot. Okay, now we're going to go on to the beans and the peas. I'm going to start with the baby Lima beans. We're going to pour them in, and then we're just going to rinse them through. We can give this a really good rinse, make sure they're all mixed together nicely, and then we'll get ready for the pot. Okay, so the water's boiling. We're going to add the lima beans and the peas to the pot. Get it all in there. Now we're going to add the garlic whole and the andwiy. And that andwiy, remember, is the seasoned pork fat. And we're going to mix everything in there. Make sure it's mixed well, and we're going to leave it like that. My mom says to let it boil until the water has significantly diminished without the top on. We don't want the top on because if we put the top on, there's a danger of it overflowing on us. So we're just going to, for this first part, let it boil without the top. Okay, so it's been boiling for a little bit. I put the time frames in the description for you. But this is almost about ready for our next step. See right there? See? Most of the water seems like it's about diminished, okay? So we're going to do the next step right about here. For the next step, we need more water. And it's easy if you have water already boiled because it'll help with the cooking process, but you can add cold water too if you want. So we boiled some water and we're going to add, and you can see how much water we're adding here, making sure that it's bringing it almost up to the top. There we go. And then from here, you can cover the lid now. You won't have to worry about it overflowing, but just don't, I know I covered it all the way. Don't cover it all the way. All right, see, I corrected my mistake. My mother was in the background telling me. Just leave a little bit of the lid on the side open. I've been my mother's sous chef in the kitchen for years, sometimes unwilling, but we're going to take you along on the process here of how it looks on each step. So my mom says to keep it on high. That's why you want to make sure that you have a very good pot that you can trust to make this. That's not going to burn on the bottom. She says you don't need to stir, but I couldn't help myself, so I needed to stir occasionally. But she says you don't really need to stir. Just let it cook on high. I had like a couple of notches below high as I was cooking it. But, you know, it just kept on getting thicker and more richer as the time went by. And I have the time frames in the description for you so you can take a look at that. Oh, yum. This looks delicious. The color is so rich. I'm going to stir it. My mother wasn't in the kitchen, so she didn't see this part. I just love to see as it comes together. And it looks like it's going to need a bit more water soon. Let's see. Cover that back up. Was I right? I think I was right. It needs more water. Because we don't want our saucepoi to be that thick. So we're going to add some more water. I boiled that. And we're going to take it back to the top. There we go. And let it continue to cook. At this point, it's been about an hour and a half. We're going to add our cloves. That's about 8 to 10. And a habanero pepper. Don't pop it, just whole, and stir it up. Oh, it's getting there. It's getting there. We're going to add about a 1/4 cup of sugar. It just is a flavor enhancer to this with the natural sweetness of the peas, and stir that up. Oh, all those natural juices of the beans and the peas are coming up. It's going to be really nice. All right, let's check it out again. Oh, it's almost there, guys. Almost. I know it's a long process, but it's totally worth it. We're going to put in now the salt and the pepper. And I've got the measurements in the description for you, so you can check that out. Stir that up. Oh, yes. Delicious. It smells so good. Do you just have something that makes you think of your childhood? This is it for me. And we can have a little sidebar since we've got some time to go. This is my mom's favorite pot for her saucepoi. And I have a favorite pot for when I make saucepoi or I make rice. Does anyone else have their favorite pots? Or is it just me? My mom had to come in here and take over because, well, she couldn't help herself. So we're almost done. What really happened is I needed a pro because she told me to go in and find the whole garlics and kind of smush them up on the sides to kind of break them up. And for the life of me, I couldn't find any. And of course, since she's the master, she goes in there and finds them all one by one like she's just calling them. But this is the final product. Look at the consistency. It's creamy, it's smooth. If you'd like, you could add a bit of cornstarch just to thicken it up if it's not the consistency that you like. Some people like it blended. I like it with the peas whole. I like that texture. But if you would like it to be smooth, you can put it through a blender or a processor and get it just to be a smooth consistency. But this is what I love. This is saucepoi. We're going to plate it up for you in just a few minutes, but take a look at this. Ah, delicious. After a few minutes, Mom turned off the oven and voila, delicious. And here is the final plating. We've got chicken and sauce on top of a bed of rice. And of course, the saucepoi that we worked so hard on. Delicious, guys. You're going to love it. And if you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and share. And join us next week, Wednesday, 7:30. See you then.